Hello, pro wrestling fans. It's me, Joe Monroe, and today we have a brand new episode of the Pro Wrestling Collection Corner. And today's going to be a very special episode because this collection is something that is very, very special to me. This is someone who first got me loving professional wrestling, aside from Owen Hart. If you watched Show Me the Collectibles this past week, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about none other than. But first, let's shout out to our sponsors, Phenomenal Finds ATL, where they sell more than just wrestling collection, like 90s memorabilia, anything. Go check them out on their eBay page and all their social media page. Also, check out our other sponsors, Triple Crown Wrestling and Ultimate Championship Wrestling, where they bring up professional wrestling as it should be. The hardcore legend himself, Mick Foley. Yes, I have a bunch of Mick Foley stuff we're going to go over today. So this episode may be just a little bit longer than others. I actually got a cool, embarrassing story about Mr. Sacco there. But yeah, we're going to take a look into this. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's get started. So we're going to start off with something that I have had in my collection. This is the first figure, one of the first figures that I got when I seriously started getting into collecting. It's still unopened. Yes, the box is in rough shape, but it is the WWF Superstars BCA Mankind from Series 3. And this was made by Jax. And yeah, this is one of the very few box figures that I have. It will stay in box. I have wanted to open it a few times, but nah. So here's the others that are in Series 3. I actually need that Bret and British Bulldog, so if anybody knows or who has one, or wants to give one away, or I'll be more than happy to pay for those two because I need them in the Hart Foundation collection. Definitely hit me up. But as you can see, they had the Monster Ring, create your own body slam, pile drive, and headbutt and clothesline and fight to finish with Jax Series 3 World Wrestling Federation Superstar. Each figure comes with exclusive collector's edition base. Yes, it comes with a little base. I like those. And features lifelike detail and bone-crunching action, which is what BCA stands for. And for even more fun stage, a Royal Rumble and Jack's awesome Monster Ring and super elastic ropes and launch your I cannot talk. Launch your wrestlers into action. Now, this is, and there's the articulation on how to make the bone crunching. You switch back and forth, not side to side. So, yeah, I used to play with these when I was a kid. Knowing what I know now, I should have never opened them. But let's go ahead and let's move on to the next figure. Or should I say figures. Now, this is the exact same figure, except one has a black tie, one has a red tie. So I think either one's the Chase. But this is, I want to say, was supposed to be like the Hell in a Cell. I don't have the mask. I don't know if it came with the mask or not. But I like these figures. These are pretty cool. And I like how there's two different kinds, the red and the black tie. They're BCAs, so the reason I have the lunchbox, which we'll look into that here in a little later on in the video, because they're kind of hard to stand up without the base. So if you ever collect these loose and don't have the base, my advice is to have something to stand them up. So yeah, they're pretty cool figures. I like them. They're the exact same one except for the tie. And for them to be as old as they are and to be played with, they're not in bad shape. I like them. So let's go ahead and move on to the next figure. This is the Referee Mankind. Again, I don't have the mask. I wish I did. But I still like it. They're pretty cool. This is, I want to say 1999. Yep, 1999. I actually had this growing up and had the mask with it. But this is when he was special guest referee. It's not a bad likeness. I like the old Mick Foley figures like this because his the facial scan on them is awesome. I love them. I actually like them just a little bit better than some of the newer head scans. If we can do a head swap, that would be pretty cool. But no, I love this figure. It's one of the very few referee figures that I have. And let's go ahead and let's move on to the next Mankind figure. which is the statue. Now, I love this statue. The likeness of, I think, they got a weird face on Socko there, but still pretty cool. But the facial recognition, let me just zoom in just a little bit on Foley, is amazing. The sculpting uh, on this figure, it's awesome. I love it. I just got this about a year or two ago. Sadly, I don't have any regular Jack specific Mankind figures. That's something I am in the market for. So if you know anyone that has those, let me know. And we're going to move on to an Elite figure, which is the WWE Elite figure with Mankind and the WWF Globe belt whenever he won. I do have it set. I am not moving that belt. It takes forever to set that up correctly. I want to say this is from the SummerSlam series. I could be wrong, but I want to say it is SummerSlam series. But this is a good lead. I like it. Again, the facial scan's pretty good. The mask is good. I like the Mr. Socko with this one. It's cool. Pants. Let me see. Can I get to the belt? Yep, the belt's pretty cool. I like it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite elites. So I know I said Andre's probably one of the best ones, but this one's a close second. But let's go ahead and move on to something from the Mankind series that everybody's collecting nowadays, which is. Now, you probably recognize this because I, put the BCAs on it, but this is the Lunchbox, which came from GameStop, and we'll see the GameStop exclusive Funko Pop here in just a moment. But this is the Lunchbox that it came in. There's some other things that came with it too. It came with a lanyard, which is put up. I'm not going to be able to show it this video, but this is the Lunchbox. I like it. It's probably one of the best lunchboxes I've ever seen. No, I do not carry my lunch with this, folks. Even though this would be pretty cool if I had it in school. But yeah, there's nothing special inside either. It's a true metal lunchbox. Nothing inside, but you can have some good stuff in there. But no, that's the lunchbox. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is the GameStop exclusive Funko Pop that it came in. Now, it came with the brown Mankind. I like this Mankind. This is my favorite Mankind. And the box itself is pretty cool. I mean, just look at the sides of it here. It's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and look at this side real quick. Yep, pretty cool. And let's go ahead and let me twist it around real quick. Boom. And this is number 103. Now, I do have the Dude Love, which is 109, and Cactus Jack, which is number 105. We'll get to those here in just a little bit. But if anyone knows where to get the Stone Cold in China, let me know, because I do need that for the regular collection. We'll go more in depth with Funko Pops at another date and time. I may open them, I may not open them. I haven't decided on that yet. But let me show you what else came in this set real quick. Now, something else that did come in the lunchbox is this wonderful Mankind logo pin. I do like this pin. The next time I see Mick Foley, which I have an embarrassing story to tell later on, I will wear this pin because, I like pins. If you've watched this, you'll realize that I do love wrestling pins and just pins in general. They're awesome. I'm sorry. I'm old school like that. But the next Mankind thing we want to look at may bring back some memories for those who grew up in the Attitude Era. These nifty little collector button type things. I forget what they're called. Catches, right? Catch, right? They're pretty cool. I mean, I used to have the whole set as a kid. I do have the Cactus Jack. I don't have the Dude Love, sadly. I think they had a Dude Love in this. Maybe. I have to double check that. But this is pretty cool. It was made by Irwin. I think this was made in 99, I want to say. Maybe 98. Something like that. Somewhere around that time. I don't have a date on it. That's kind of weird. But yeah, these are pretty cool. We'll look at the Cactus Jack one later. But the next things I want to look at are cards. And the first one is the WWE Golden Card. This is the Mankind. It's still, I got it in a protective case. I would like to collect this whole series. I know they're not that hard to find, but I like it. It's pretty cool. The engraving in gold, the Mankind logo, the back of it's pretty cool. I want to say they made some with the WWF logo. but I got the WWE logo. This was made in 2002, so it had been around that time during that transition between World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Entertainment. But yeah, these are pretty cool. Now, the next card I have is pretty recent, which is WWE SmackDown Live card. There's a chase of this one. I want to say it's green, but this is the Mankind one. It was the brown shirt, and I like it, so I decided to keep it. Nothing really special about it. It's just a really cool card. Oh, before I forget, there's another Funko Pop I want to show you guys real quick. Hang on just a moment. Let me grab it. Now, this Funko Pop is the 2-pack Walmart exclusive Rock and Mankind. This is the white shirt with brown tie Mankind, which is one people are probably used to seeing him in. And the Rock is the corporate Rock with the globe belt, globe eagle, dome eagle, whatever you want to call it. One thing I do hate about this, let me just turn this around. They have the Attitude Era Mankind, but they have a Modern Era Rock, which is something that bugs me. I don't know why they didn't go for the Attitude Era Rock with this Funko series. They should have. They did with the Funko Pop itself, but they didn't with the picture. I don't know why it bugs me so much, but it does. But let's move on to some Dude Love stuff. Oh, have mercy. The first Dude Love figure we're going to look at is the BCA Signature Series Dude Love. This is one of the best BCAs I think is out there. Just the articulation, the signature, and just how the shirt design is and how his face is. I like this. And of course, the back of it does have the "Oh have mercy," which I said earlier. Then it has Dude Love on the side of the tights, and nothing really special on the boots. But this is pretty cool. I am missing the Cactus Jack. I would love to get that figure. It's really hard to find. But let's move on to the next Dude Love figure, which is... Next up on the Dude Love series, we do have the Dude Love Funko Pop 109. This is a really cool Funko. Something detailed about this Funko is it does have Dude Love right on the tights. I am not going to open this for a while, even though I probably easily could and just put it back in. But nah. But the back of it, again, same series. Mankind was 103. This one is 109. And we'll look at Cactus Jack later on. But all in all, I like this Funko. Really cool Funkos. The Jakks Pacific Classic Series Dude Love. I want to say this may be the chase. I could be wrong, but I think this is. It's the yellow shirt, yellow bandana, and it has the yellow wrist tape. I want to say maybe the chase has the tie-dye. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I looked at that. But sadly, it doesn't have the "Oh, have mercy" in the back. I really don't like that. But I do like the tights. It does have Dude Love on the tights, like how the BCA did. All in all, it's a decent little figure. I like it before it falls down. Sorry. It's not a bad little fig. I really like it. The face sculpting's pretty good. The shirt design's pretty good. But let me show you something that's even better. And I am talking about the WWE Elite Series Dude Love. Now, this Dude Love is awesome, even though he kind of looks like Charlie Manson, which, fun fact, he started off as Cactus Jack Manson, so I guess, that's kind of relevant in a way. But I love the design of it. The body design, the mandible claw, wrist tape here, the love on the scarred arm right here, which we'll look at the Cactus Jack here in a moment on that scarred arm. The back does have the "Oh have mercy" plus the old WWE block logo. And of course the tights do have Dude Love on the side. Nothing really special on the boots. Oh no, it's a good Elite. I like it. It wasn't that hard to find. I think I got it off a friend. But the next thing we're going to look at is another pin, which is the Pro Wrestling Tees Company "All Have Mercy" Dude Love pin. I think this was limited to 50. Yes, yeah, limited to 50. So I was able to pick up one a couple of years ago. Wow, it has been 2 years since I've had this. All in all, I like this pin. It's a great pin. I actually love Pro Wrestling Tees pins. They're really, really cool. I love their designs. I'm probably going to collect more and start that collection up soon, even though my wife may kill me. Sorry, honey. But let's move on to Cactus Jack, shall we? Now, sadly, I do not have any old Cactus Jack figures. I don't have any BCAs or anything like that. Heck, I don't even have the Jack specific Cactus Jacks. Yeah, I know, I should. But I will hunt those down, and they will be mine. Oh, yes, they will be mine. But I do have something pretty cool. Let's check it out. This is the WWE Elite Cactus Jack. It did come with the flannel shirt. I do have it put up, so that's separate. I just like them without it. I don't know why. But you have the classic Cactus Jack cactuses, the cheetah print boots. One thing I do like about this figure is the scar on the arm. This is pretty cool. I like it. And the back of it, man, nothing really special. But all in all, one of my favorite elites. I like it. And let's move on to something that's not really Cactus Jack. It says Mick Foley, but to me, I count it as a Cactus Jack elite because it does have the gun pointed fingers, which is the WWE WrestleMania series Mick Foley. The reason I count it as the Cactus Jack is because, well, I mean, that spells Cactus Jack right there. Come on. This is from WrestleMania 22 when he went against Edge. Great match. If you haven't watched it, I urge you to watch it. Actually, watch that whole WrestleMania. It was pretty good. The Build-A-Figure in this was Dangerous Danny Davis. I wish I could complete that because I like Danny Davis. If you're a Kentuckian, you really know who that is. The box art is pretty cool. You know, you have a classic Mick Foley picture right there. The back of it is pretty cool as well. You got that same picture with some information there. And here's who's in this series: Woken Matt Hardy, Mick Foley, Kofi Kingston, and Booker T. And of course, that's what Dangerous Danny Davis looks like at the end. Now, this box art on this side is pretty cool. I think it is during that match with Foley and Edge. It's really cool. I like it. So, all in all, not a bad figure. I like the box art and the figure too. I don't like the head on this figure. I don't like the head sculpting. That's about the only one I don't like. That's my only complaint. But all in all, good figure. Now let's move on to a Funko Pop. Now, the next one we have for Cactus Jack is the Cactus Jack GameStop exclusive Funko Pop. Just like the Dude Love Funko, it does have a lot of small details in it, like Cactus Jack on the tights and the cheetah print boots. He comes with the trash can. And all in all, great figure. I love it. And as you can see, it's number 105 in that same series. So I like this figure. It's really cool. I'm happy I was able to pick it up in store. One of the rare, Funkos I was able to pick up in store. So let's go ahead and let's move on to something that we've seen a little earlier, which is the little pins are back. Yes, this is the Cactus Jack one we've seen earlier. This is the Catch little pins. See the little tail of the tape on the back. I like it. All in all, it's something simple. It's not bad. But let's move on to some, regular Commissioner Mick Foley stuff, shall we? Now, this is one of the many Commissioner Mick Foleys. This is just my favorite one. There is an Elite now that's with this. I need to get it. But this is the WWF Commissioner Mick Foley. I like the head sculpt on it. As you can see, the missing ear. I think that's pretty cool. Really nice touch. But let me just turn it around here. Let me just set this down. We'll turn him around. Has the WWF Attitude logo on the back. It's really cool. I like this figure. But something else that's really cool that I have for Commissioner Foley is the Commissioner Foley sticker. Yes, the card stickers. Everybody knows this. We collected this as kids. I love it. And of course, on the back, if you turn it this way, has the tail of the tape. I love it. This thing's really cool. I was really excited when I got this at an online auction. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, it's really cool. So we've seen some figures, we've seen some stickers. Now let's look at some media, shall we? Speaking of the WWF, it's Mick Foley's Hard Knocks and Cheap Pops, the original WWF DVD that I'd have. It is the extended version with Mick Foley's favorite matches. I was able to pick this up at a garage sale, I want to say, but it's really cool. I like it. Really cool thing. I like how you have Al Snow. And please, oh please say something nice about me, please. I think that's pretty funny. He likes to rib poor Al Snow, even to this day, I want to say. But yeah, really cool DVD. If you haven't checked it out, you need to check it out. Now, the next DVD, I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen, which is the Mick Foley Greatest Hits and Misses. A lot of you who've grown up in the WWE era have probably seen this DVD. If you have not, I urge you to watch it because it is really cool. Now, let me just get the back here. It does include some matches on here. Yeah, it even has Cactus Jack and Sabu. That's a really good match. It features WCW, ECW, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and WWE. And it's got a lot of extras. Excuse me. It's even got the Jack Foley and Les Thornton versus the British Bulldogs match. If you read his book, you know what that's about with the dislocated jaw. Speaking of the book, how can you not be a true Mick Foley fan and not have this book? This is Mankind. Have a Nice Day, A Tale of Blood and Sweat Socks by Mick Foley. This was the first book. This is actually the first book I've read cover to cover. Not lying, it is. But this is a hardback edition. I did get it for my wife. I have to plug that in, folks. I'm sorry. But the back of it's my favorite part, where you see all the injuries that he's had. I love it. Okay, so after reading that book, I had to get the follow-up book. Foley is good. A Real World is, and the real world is faker than wrestling, which, he's got a point. But yes, I have the sequel to that book, and it's really cool. I like this book as well. Of course, we got old Commissioner Foley back there in the back. It is a hardback edition as well. All my Foley books are hardback editions. Speaking of books, I do have the follow-up book to that, which is The Hardcore Diaries by Mick Foley. I love this book as well. I love how it's put as a notebook, which inside it is. As you can see, let me go ahead and turn it around here. It's really cool. I like Mick Foley. He's a great writer. Now, one book that many people don't know about and probably have not read, which they should. It's not a bad book. I like it. It's Countdown to Lockdown, a hardcore journal of Mick Foley. It's about his time in TNA whenever he was going up against Sting in Lethal Lockdown. It's not a bad book. I like it. I found this, I want to say, at a vendor's mall. It wasn't bad. So it's got a lot of praise to it. It's a great book. If you haven't read it, check it out. It's one of the lesser known books. Now, there is something that is not a regular book. Two things, actually, that I have that is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check them out right now. Now, if you watch the recent episode of Show Me the Collectibles by our good friends at Friends of the Squared Circle, you will know this comic. I talked about it a little bit. It's Tales from the Road. Has old Saint Mick with the hardcore goodies in the Santa bag. I picked this up because, well, it's Mick Foley. Come on. As you can tell, I'm a big Mick Foley fan. The tale is by Mick Foley, and is with Headlock Comics. And just a little preview on the inside there. It's not bad. I like it. So, not a bad little book. Now, something I do want to show you all. I love showing this off. It is in great condition. I may or may not have Foley sign this. If I end up having to sign it, I'm going to have him sign the poster inside. So that should give you a hint at what it is. Let's take a look at it right now. It is a special WWF Raw magazine with Mick Foley. Yes, this is the one that has his deathmatch exclusive photos, and one of the posters, actually, the poster is the one with him and Terry Funk. Give me just a moment. We're going to pause here, and we're going to see if we can take a look at that. Now, this is one side of the poster right here with Terry Funk going through the C4 table with Cactus Jack. I love this one. Now, the other one I can't really show because this is still stapled in here. It is going to stay in this magazine. But let me go ahead and we'll take a look at it real quick. Let me just... it has a lot of specials. I love how they have Terry Bam Bam Gordy there. There's just a lot of things in this magazine, and I fell in love with it. Let me go ahead and turn the page real quick. And there's the other side of the posters right there. Guys, this is probably my favorite thing I have in my collection. Well, okay, it's not my favorite thing. Let me show you the favorite thing I have. So again, if you watched Show Me the Collectibles with our friends, Friends of the Squared Circle, you know that you've seen this. This is the Mankind Mick Foley sock that came with the lunchbox right there. And he signed it Cactus Jack. Well, why did he sign it Cactus Jack? Well, let me show you the picture real quick. Yep, that's me and Mick Foley. I finally met my hero. Well, and I didn't talk to him because, well, okay. So I was in a very long line, and let me switch the camera angle and I'll tell their story. Hang on just a moment. So the story goes, I was waiting in line. It was at StarCast in 2002. It was Ric Flair's last match, so it was that weekend in Nashville. I was in a very long line. He was able to talk to everybody who asked questions. He was very polite. But when I got there, he looked so tired, and he even looked at the guy. He goes, I don't mean to be rude, but how many more do we got?" So I was like, "Nah, I won't ask him questions. I'm pretty sure I'll get another opportunity to see him again, which I may pretty soon." But we we got there, and I did a fist bump. He did a handshake, and then I went for a handshake. He went for a fist bump, and it was that awkward moment. We had a little bit of a laugh about it. And I had, as you can see, my King of the Deathmatch shirt. And he goes, "Finally, someone got that shirt. I love that shirt." And I just went, I couldn't speak. I was like, I don't want to talk to you because I know if I start talking, you'll start talking, and we'll never be able to leave. Uh, so yeah, I mean that was a pretty cool experience. So that was it. That was the episode. Please go ahead on our Facebook page. Go ahead and like and follow our Facebook page. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We will have more of these videos. The next one we'll probably look at the WCW collection. So we'll have that in a couple of weeks for you. But until then, as always, stay safe. Have a great night. And always, always support professional wrestling.